Sadako Sasaki was a Japanese girl who was 2 years old when the atomic bomb was dropped on August 6, 1945, near her home next to the Misasa Bridge in Hiroshima, Japan. Sadako is remembered through the story of 1,000 origami cranes before her death, and is to this day a symbol of innocent victims of war. Overview: Sadako was at home when the explosion occurred, about 1.6 kilometers away from Ground Zero. She was blown out of the window and her mother ran out to find her, suspecting she may be dead, but she found her 2-year-old daughter alive. In November 1954, Sadako developed swellings on her neck and behind her ears. In January 1955, purple spots had formed on her legs. Subsequently, she was diagnosed with leukemia. She was hospitalized on February 20, 1955, and given, at the most, a year to live. Several years after the atomic bomb, an increase in leukemia was observed especially among children. By the early 1950s it was clear that the leukemia was caused by radiation exposure. On August 3, 1955, Sadako's best friend Kazuko Hamamoto came to the hospital to visit, and cut a gold piece of paper into a square to fold it into a paper crane, in reference to the ancient Japanese story that promises that anyone who folds 1,000 origami cranes will be granted a wish. A popular version of the story is that Sadako fell short of her goal of folding 1,000 cranes, having folded only 644 before her death, and that her friends completed the 1,000 and buried them all with her. This comes from the book Sadako and the 1,000 Paper Cranes. An exhibit which appeared in the Hiroshima Peace Memorial Museum stated that by the end of August 1955, Sadako had achieved her goal and continued to fold more cranes. Though she had plenty of free time during her days in the hospital to fold the cranes, she lacked paper. She would use medicine wrappings and whatever else she could scrounge up. This included going to other patients' rooms to ask to use the paper from their get-well presents. Kazuko would bring paper from school for Sadako to use. During her time in the hospital her condition progressively worsened. Around mid-October her left leg became swollen and turned purple. After her family urged her to eat something, Sadako requested tea on rice and remarked it's tasty. Those were her last words. With her family around her, Sadako died on the morning of October 25, 1955 at the age of 12. Memorial: after her death, Sadako's friends and schoolmates published a collection of letters in order to raise funds to build a memorial to her and all of the children who had died from the effects of the atomic bomb, for example the Japanese girl Yoko Mawaki. In 1958, a statue of Sadako holding a golden crane was unveiled in the Hiroshima Peace Memorial Park. At the foot of the statue is a plaque that reads, "This is our cry. This is our prayer. Peace in the world." There is also a statue of her in the Seattle Peace Park. Sadako has become a leading symbol of the impact of nuclear war. Sadako is also a heroine for many girls in Japan. Her story is told in some Japanese schools on the anniversary of the Hiroshima bombing. Dedicated to Sadako, people all over Japan celebrate August 6 as the annual Peace Day. See also: Sadako and the 1,000 Paper Cranes, Hiroshima Witness, Anne Frank, Tanya Savayeva. References. External links: Sadako and the Paper Cranes photos, a lot of various information on the official homepage of Hiroshima Peace Memorial Museum. Sadako and the Atomic Bombing, Kids Peace Station at the Hiroshima Peace Memorial Museum, Senzabaru Arikata, a 1797 book of origami designs to be used in the folding of 1,000 crane amulets. Cranes over Hiroshima lyrics to a song by Fred Small inspired by Sadako Sasaki, Sadako and the 1,000 Paper Cranes, memorial page at Find a Grave.